everybody, today I'm going to talk about my experience at Chuck's Arcade. Now if you're new here, consider subscribing the bell. So I've talked about Chuck E. Cheese's a lot on this channel. I've done a few videos about it where I talked about like the state of the company, and also that I went to the Springfield, Illinois location since it's one of the last locations to have animatronics. And I kind of want to talk about my experience because I was really looking forward to it. So yeah, let's get started. Before I start kind of like my experience, I kind of want to talk about the fact that Chuck E. Cheese is really struggling. Like, I think ever since the pandemic, they have really just not been doing well. And when I first saw that Chuck's Arcade was opening a location near me in Kansas City, Missouri, I was excited, but I was also kind of nervous due to the fact that the company is not doing good at all. And I think they were probably relying on kind of nostalgia to save their brand. When I realized that, I was like, okay, I hope they kind of do it well, because they have opened multiple locations of Chuck's Arcade in the past few months, and I believe the location I went to a few days ago opened back in June, and I just wanted to go to it as soon as possible because I don't even know the certainty of the brand or like the future of it. So the reason why I found out about Chuck's Arcade is I actually found it on a Reddit post, and at first I thought it was like some sort of AI thing. I was like, wait, is this actually happening where they're opening like an old school arcade? And mostly it is, but like, I mean, it was just really exciting because like I've always been a fan way more of the nostalgic part of Chuck E. Cheese's than the current state of it, because I do not like the current type of Chuck E. Cheese's that they're trying to make the brand. But yeah, so I saw it on Reddit and I really wanted to go like as soon as I can because I just don't know if the company is going to survive the next few years. I finally managed to go this past weekend, and the reason why we were able to go is because my brother visited here this past week from college, and then he flew out from Kansas City Airport. We were able to go to the Chuck's Arcade nearby, and it actually was not that far. The reason why we kind of like been holding back on going on Chuck's Arcade is because it's so far usually from where we were, or we usually stay at for the soccer games for Sporting KC. So it was a little far from our hotel that we stay at usually, so that's why we've been kind of holding it back. But yeah, so when we arrived, the building looks pretty decent. I believe this location actually used to be a real Chuck E. Cheese location, but they closed it down and reopened it as Chuck's Arcade because, like, inside, it's pretty small. Like, I'm actually surprised that they managed to actually fit a Chuck E. Cheese's in there because, I mean, it's not like a bad thing that's small. I actually kind of like the smaller vibe of it. I really also like the reliance on nostalgia, mostly. I mean, there is a part of me that thinks that they're relying too much on the nostalgia of like the inside, but it was really cool seeing like all the nostalgic wall art and stuff like that. They had a whole bunch of stuff. Like, they had the 2000s wall art, they had like the poster of like Chuck E. Cheese's face on it. Like, they had a lot of stuff that I have not seen in years. So like, it was really cool experiencing that because like, it was really cool just seeing all this nostalgic art that was growing up from my childhood. So yeah, and then also they had a few other nostalgic things. They had a TV, or a couple of TVs actually, where they were playing like vintage Chuck E. Cheese performance shows, like the ones with like the animatronics and like the wallpaper in the background. They were doing that, and it actually kind of surprised me that they did that because like I would have thought that they would maybe air something a little bit more modern, or not even modern, probably the 2000s design of Chuck E. Cheese's and stuff like that. But they were really going back to the 80s and early 90s with the TV and stuff. So it was really cool seeing that. And like, I just really miss the animatronics. Like, it's really kind of sad how they did them. And the Chuck E. Cheese told them to destroy everything that was nostalgic. Yeah, so ever since the animatronics were removed, I've seen a lot of eBay listings like really try to sell them for expensive amount of money. So yeah. And then another thing is that I saw, probably the first thing I saw when I walked in the building is that I saw a Chuck E. Cheese animatronic, kind of. So it was basically a taxidermy in this glass case that was right in front of the store, and it was really cool because I have not been that close to a Chuck E. Cheese animatronic ever. Like, I think the last time was maybe like when I took a picture with the band a long time ago when they was still in Springfield, like our location. Before, like, they would not want kids to like stand on the stage and stuff like that with the animatronics right there. So like, it was really cool taking a picture with that like right there. People kind of are mad about it a little bit because it's not moving, so like it's more of just like a figure or like just kind of like a statue a little bit than an actual animatronic, but I was satisfied with it enough. So it was really cool seeing that because like I really miss the animatronics a lot, and I think Chuck E. Cheese really screwed up with removing animatronics. I think that was one of the biggest missteps to where they are right now, that we're just struggling. So I mean, they were probably already struggling before like the whole animatronics being removed and stuff. But ever since then, like, the animatronics were really the main thing that was kind of distinct from other arcades. And they decided that was a good idea to remove. And sorry, I've ranted about that multiple times, but it was really cool seeing it up close like that. So, and there's a couple games here. So, with the arcade games, they're way better than the ones, at least in our Springfield location. Even like normal Chuck E. Cheese locations aren't as good. Like, the arcade games were actually pretty good. Like, they actually had a really high jackpots for a Chuck E. Cheese kind of property. Because in the past, like, even when I did a video at the Chuck E. Cheese's before it was remodeled back in 2021, even the jackpots were not that big. It was really kind of trippy to see 1,000 ticket jackpots out of Chuck E. Cheese kind of property. So yeah, I actually earned a lot of tickets. Like, the most I've ever earned at almost any arcade. It actually might be the biggest I've ever earned at any arcade I've ever been to. I earned 5,500 tickets, which is an insane amount. And I just kind of was on fire with the games because, like, I mean, I have not really gone to arcades nearly as much as I used to. And also, I think the reason why that's the case is because, like, I mean, I don't have a job again, and the job market sucks right now. I wouldn't have as much money to spend on arcade games. And also, I just kind of see it more as a waste of money nowadays, depending on the arcade. Like, if it's like Dave & Buster's or something like that, like, it's a little bit more different because one of the things that kind of sucked about the Chuck's Arcade is the prize counter was awful. Like, it was even worse than normal Chuck E. Cheese prize counters. And Chuck E. Cheese has never been great about, like, the prizes that you can earn and stuff like that. But, like, they really kind of also missed an opportunity to really kind of lean in on the nostalgic branding of the prize counter, because I thought I saw an image when Chuck's Arcade first opened that they were gonna have like a whole bunch of t-shirts and a bunch of plushies. They had like a whole section of it where you could redeem tickets for all those nostalgic items. And for some reason, they removed that. And what they have now is they have like a self-dispense prize counter. It's kind of like a prize machine. And this is kind of like pretty much the exact machine that I saw Worlds of Fun. And Worlds of Fun, it made a little bit more sense because like it's part of like a bigger theme park, and they probably didn't want to have to deal with like hiring people there. But with this, it was kind of annoying because the prize counter was just terrible. They probably spent way less on the prizes than like in terms of like what I spent with my card. But it's kind of interesting because $20 was the cost of the card for 45 minutes, and that's one of the few kind of perks that Chuck E. Cheese's has over other arcades, is that they have a time type of thing. So you can play as many games as you want with the amount of time that's on the card. And that's probably why I got all the arcade tickets that I did, is because I had way more time than if I just had normal credits. So yeah, the prize counter sucked. I don't even remember what I got, but like, I got a couple things, and I actually did end up giving the card to some kid, because like the kid was wanting some things that I just thought were cheap, so I just gave it to him. I usually give like younger kids my card. because like they probably have a lot more joy with the cheap toys than I do. So like it's pretty cool doing that. So yeah, there's Chuck's Arcade, and I've had a really good time. So yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching. I know that this is kind of originally was gonna be a vlog, but I wanted to do it kind of like in the original kind of like commentary video and stuff like that, and I kind of wanted to talk about it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.